So, Josh Wilding, comic book movie. Hi, Ali. How are you?
Hi, Josh. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. And thank you so much for taking the time today to talk about the film.
Of course, I'm so excited for this to come out.
Oh, well, I can imagine because Home Alone, of course, it's such an iconic franchise. So, I was wondering for you as an actor, what was it like when that offer came through and you found out you could potentially be part of such an amazing series of films?
I mean, I totally, absolutely 100% grew up on these films. I think I've seen one and two, maybe 50 to 60 times each. I'm like one of those people that during the holiday season, I'll just leave it on. And so it plays over and over. So I'm definitely a fan. And when I first got the script, I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to, what way they're going to take this reboot. And immediately when I read it, I was like, this is so funny. I feel like fans of the original will find the little Easter eggs and funny bits that they're really going to resonate with. And new generations too are going to just, obviously the hijinks are so fun and hilarious. And Ellie and Rob are just, getting beat up the whole movie. So I just feel like there's a little bit of something for everyone. And, Streeter Siddell and Mikey Day from SNL wrote it. So they just have such a fun and unique spin on it. So it was just a dream.
I can only imagine. And of course, Dan Mazer, he does have such an amazing comedy background with things like Borat, right to This Is America. So for you, it must have been really unique to be able to work with him on such a departure for him from his R-rated sort of projects to a family film like this one.
I am so obsessed with Dan. Like, I honestly think he working with him was pretty life changing for me in that I remember just being on set and he would just let the cameras roll and he'd be like, don't worry about whatever, just say whatever you want. And so Tim Simons and I, we play husband and wife. We just got to like go off and improv all of this funny stuff. And so it was really cool I never filmed anything like that. And then once I realized, oh, he does all the Borat Ally G, like I realized he just wants us to like live as these people. So even on certain days, he would just throw us things, or I got to sing a song in the movie, which was very like off the cuff. I think they wrote parts of it like on the day of and they were just throwing us bits. So it was just so fun to work like that. It really made it just feel like anything was possible.
And of course, May is a great, I think as in-laws go, I think May and her husband are pretty good actually for the most part, but they
Pretty cool.
show up at the worst possible time for the two lead characters. So for you, your character being oblivious to everything that's going on for them and knowing that you're causing this extra mayhem in their life, that must have been a lot of fun for you.
It was so fun. I mean, we really just amped up that whole we're from LA and we're here and we're not going to apologize. But, I think, and Dan and I talked about this, about how he wanted us to be so extra and over the top, but still that loving aunt and uncle that was going to bring the fun, that was going to, give everyone, Apple Watches because they just love them so much. And, I had so much fun being an auntie because in my real life, I am an aunt. So I just was like, it was so fun to be able to bring that and spoil my, niece and nephew. And I got to play a mom too, which was awesome. It was so fun because my little kid was a twin. So every day I was like, oh, which one are you? And I was like, come on, Allie, this is your ultimate movie mom quiz. If you can remember which one is Aiden and which one is Alan. And I think I got pretty good at it by the end.
Awesome. And of course, as you mentioned, Rob and Ellie, they spend the whole film getting beaten up pretty badly by a child. But
Yeah.
did you find yourself feeling sorry for them as they're walking around with that makeup looking all beaten up? Or did you regret missing out on maybe getting involved in some of those action scenes?
I felt a little bad for them sometimes because it was so cold. I mean, we were truly in the middle of a snowstorm, filming in Montreal. And sometimes I would just be hanging out with Ellie and she'd have like this black coat on that had all this goo all over it from head to toe, just like in the middle of the night, because I think the goo was supposed to look like she was just drenched wet. But I was like, that can't be fun. And just seeing Rob go around set with the big thing on his head, and trying to just chat about like life was always very hysterical. I did not envy them. I did not envy them in those moments, but it turned out so fun. I little envy being part of the fun in those moments.
And this is such a great Christmas movie. I think particularly for families this Christmas, they're going to have so much fun with it. But for you, what was most fun about actually being part of a Christmas movie? Because I feel like that doesn't come along too often these days for an actor.
Oh, it was so fun because, like I said, we were filming in Montreal, which is such a beautiful place. Everyone was so nice. I was trying to bring back some of my old French because I took French in high school. So I was like trying to learn while I was there, and everyone is so lovely. And we were staying in this beautiful part of downtown that just felt, very just, I don't know, like you're living in a holiday movie itself. So I think it was fun that we really got to immerse ourselves. It was definitely very much snowstorm. There was one night where we all had to check in this hotel that I was like, I'm pretty sure this could be haunted. And then we walked in and there was a table that literally said ghost stories. And they said, this hotel's haunted. And I was like, oh, what's happening? So it was very fun. We got to immerse ourselves in all kinds of holiday, snowstorm, a little bit of ghost action. But it was great. I had such a blast.
Oh, awesome. And on another note for a second, I think everyone fell in love with Giggle McDimples in Toy Story 4. So I've got to ask, do you think maybe a return as that character is in the cards on the horizon, do you think?
I mean, that would be my ultimate dream is for Giggle. I have this whole idea that all the little characters and all of the, different properties would come together and have like a little superhero team of minis, like maybe Baby Groot's there, Giggle McDimples and a couple others. But yeah, I mean, that character is so near and dear to my heart. Giggle McDimples is just my girl. I had the most wonderful time as I did on this project, but it took, that one was about 2 or 3 years of my life. So just, I became so close to those people and, what an amazing movie to be part of. So that's definitely a dream. So I'll have to pitch that.
And talking of dreams, you mentioned just now during the press conference that you'd love to be part of Star Wars. And I know you've had a little bit of experience with Marvel, but I have to ask you now, who do you imagine you could play in a Star Wars film? Are you thinking Jedi, Sith, soldier? There's so many options.
I know, it's so hard to know. I mean, I really loved I love the Stormtroopers for some reason. I feel like that would be so random if I could be part of the Stormtrooper squad. But maybe a good one in the way that Finn was. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe a cool Stormtrooper. That would be cool to see like a cool woman Stormtrooper character.
Oh, absolutely. Well, fingers crossed for you. And one final question. This is such a funny movie, and you, like as you said, you get to sing and be part of some really memorable scenes. But was there anything you really struggled to get through because you were just cracking up all the time?
Oh my, I think it was one of the first days, on the one where they're doing the bell performance. Basically, our only job was to sit in the audience and root them on. And they were just so funny because there's something about like when people aggressively whisper over something they're doing and they're not actually ringing the bell. So it's just Ellie and Rob being like it just looks so ridiculous. Like there's no sound coming out. It's just, I don't know. It was very hard to keep a straight face that day. It was also one of the first days. So I think we all had a lot of energy and excitement, and just to see them do that. I mean, I don't know. I could watch them all day.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's such a great film, and I cannot wait for people to check it out. So thank you again.
Thank you. Can't wait for everyone to see it.